the destruction of the āsavas. With a mind thus concentrated, pure and bright, unblemished, free from defects, malleable, wieldy, steady, and attained to imperturbability, one directs and inclines it to the knowledge of the destruction of the āsavas. Āsava gets translated a lot of different ways. Cankers here, taints, outflows, influxes, all sorts of things. The word, if you look it up in the Pali English Dictionary, originally meant the secretion from a plant. Okay, so think of a poppy plant, and you can cut, the bulb there with the razor blade, and there's a secretion that comes out. And if you take that secretion, you get intoxicated. So a second meaning of āsava is intoxication, and I think that's what the Buddha meant here. You see it somehow, sometimes as outflows or influxes. Literally, āsava, is not, and sava is flow. So not flow in or not flow out. It's not really clear. The Jains, who were a different spiritual tradition, different religion at the time of the Buddha, were very worried about the influxes of their past karma. They did something in the previous time or life, and the karmic consequences keep flowing into them, and they want to stop doing karma so they won't have influxes coming in. And the highest thing you could do as a Jain was starve to death, because you didn't act in any way, and when you were dead, you didn't come back. And so that was the highest thing. I'm highly not recommending that. I think it's a very bad idea. Okay, so, but the Buddha took the word and he gave it a different twist back to the original meaning, which I think is intoxicants. I heard a talk by, I can't call the guy's name. Anyhow, he said that samsara is not a wheel. It's a drunken party in a casino. Our job is to sober up, find the exit, and get out. And the intoxicants that they're giving us are of sensual desire. This should be becoming and ignorance. So we're intoxicated by our sensual desires. If I can just get this, I'll be happy. We're intoxicated by our desire to become. If I can just become rich and famous, or if I can just become a deva in my next life, or whatever. And our ignorance, we are ignoring what's really going on. We're ignoring the fact that this self that seems so important is, an illusion, right? So one understands the Four Noble Truths. This is dukkha, this is the origin of dukkha, this is the cessation of dukkha, this is the path of practice leading to the cessation of dukkha, and then the same for each of the āsavas. Knowing and seeing thus, one's mind is liberated from the intoxicant of sensual desire, becoming, and ignorance. When it is liberated, one knows it is liberated. One understands birth is ended. The holy life has been lived. What had to be done has done. There's nothing further to do. Okay? That's the victory cry of the Arahants. Birth is ended. You've given up giving birth to a sense of self. All right? So I'm going to take it that way rather than physical birth. Because my physical birth, that already ended like 75 years ago. And I've already sort of mentioned that I'm not buying the whole multiple lifetime thing. So, yeah. But the holy life, I still got work to do. What has to be done has been done. I still haven't done it all. And so there is more for me beyond this. But this is the breakthrough. The simile is interesting. Suppose a mountain glen, there was a lake with clear water, etc., and a man with keen insight standing on the bank. He would see oyster shells, sands and pebbles, shoals of fish moving about and keeping still. He would think to himself, this is what I'm seeing. Once you're fully awakened, you can see clearly what's going on, both static and alive. In the same way, one overcomes the āsavas, and this is a fruit of the spiritual life, more excellent and more sublime than the previous. And there is no higher fruit of the spiritual life than this. So this is what we're supposed to do. This is the directions that the Buddha gave for waking up. Commit to practice, keep the precepts, guard your senses, be mindful, be content with little, sit down to meditate, overcome the hindrances, concentrate your mind with the jhanas, gain insight. I'd say skip the supernormal powers. They're going to be a waste of time. And overcome the āsavas. The key points to work on are get your mind concentrated and gain the insight. If you can do the jhanas, that's the best way to concentrate your mind. If you can't, you can get some concentration. Most people can get to access concentration at home if they have a good daily practice. And start doing your insight practice from access concentration, even if you don't know the jhanas. You'll gain more insights with a concentrated mind.